Welcome to the channel. It is round 8 in the NRL and I am an Englishman getting ready to do some tipping, so join me. Let's start off with how we did in round 7, and to be fair, it wasn't a bad week. It could have been better, could have been worse. And we started on Thursday the 18th, Roosters versus Storm, and it was a very, very good start to the week. I did Storm to win by 4. They actually won by 6. Storm are having some very, very tough, tight battles, but they are coming out on top quite often, and they are now sat in 2nd place. So fair play to them for that. I get 1 point for the win and half a point for a close score. Friday then comes around and it was Dragons versus Warriors. Yeah, it didn't go so well. But the plus side is no one got a close score and only 14% of you guys actually tipped the Dragons. So well done if you tipped the Dragons, but luckily it shouldn't affect me too much because the majority did go for the Warriors. A little bit of a surprising loss for the Warriors actually. They have still been coming away from home and performing, but that's 3 out of 3, 3 out of 6. 3 out of Oh my God, no, it's 3 out of 7 because they did draw as well. Then Eels versus Dolphins. Well, I picked a Dolphins win, but who predicted the Dolphins to beat the Eels by as much as they did? I did the Dolphins to win by 4. Thought it'd be a close one. They actually won by 28. They obliterated the Eels. And I'm happy. I am happy because I was in the minority here. I don't know why. I don't know why, but why did so many people pick the Eels to win? Don't understand. I think my logic was pretty solid last week after I did have some haters saying, what does the Englishman know about NRL? But it's going okay. Next, we had Panthers versus West Tigers. And as predicted, West Tigers have now, they've been found out. I did Panthers to win by 18. They actually won by 16. So I get the point for the win and a close score. A really, really good result. And I think Panthers probably could have won by more. But it'll do. It'll do. It was a more or less a 3-try win. Excellent. We'll take that all day long. And West Tigers are now plummeting. They are. Then Titans versus Sea Eagles. Okay, first point is, yes, the correct team, I would say, won, so I get a point for the win. But no one saw Titans doing as well as they did. They are bottom of the table, and they are getting only losing by 4 points to the team in 3rd. Fair play to Titans, but obviously the result was the result, and so weird. Really weird, but a couple of people did get the correct score, so well done to you. Then, Broncos, Raiders. I did Broncos to win by 10. They're at home, and they actually won by 24, so they had a really, really good result against the Raiders, who are slowly dropping down the table like they've just hit a snake on a snakes and ladders table. Yeah. So I get 1 point for the win. Next on Sunday, we had Bulldogs versus Knights. Damn it. This is one that was fairly evenly predicted. 55% of you went for Bulldogs, 45% went for Knights, and unfortunately, it went towards the Bulldogs. It's one of those games I think really could have gone either way. They were neck and neck at the time. They were neck and neck, but I did Knights by 6 and Bulldogs won by 24, so zilch for me there. Last game was Sharks versus Cowboys, and yeah, again, got the correct score, but it was a blowout, wasn't it? It was an absolute blowout by the Sharks. Sharks sitting in 1st place, thought it would be closer in scoreline. No, Sharks won by 36 points. Incredible. Right, let's check out the league table, how we're all doing. Looking at the table then, there isn't a lot of movement at the top. St. Jai is still at the top, Cool Bejewel is still 2nd, and Adelaide Bulldog is still 3rd. We've got swap over with Rymister and Brupel. Let's keep going down. Any more movement? G Chapman up 2, Aussie Tash down 1. K Power is up 4. I have not moved. In all that sea of movement, I have not moved. I think it would have been so important for me to get those extra close score points, I reckon. But no movement, I'm happy. 14th, it's not the end of the world. But we have a couple of big movers. Otis 13 is up 8, and the Golden Hat up 11 goes to Arlo White. Arlo White? Like the Isle of Wight? I don't know. Any other movements? Ajubi is down 5, Hacksaw up 6, WM Footy NRL down 5, Aaron down 6, Mad Swans fan up 4. There's a little bit of movement going down. There aren't many people that have stayed in the same place. Who gets the wooden spoon? Oh, AB down 6, Step Out Gueteng down 5, but Big Mac gets the wooden spoon. So I have my notes ready for my predictions for round 8. And we start on Thursday at the Go Media Stadium. The Warriors are back at home and they are facing bottom of the table. Now, it's an interesting one because obviously Warriors come back after a loss, and Titans, they do keep losing, but they really did put in a fantastic effort last week. But being at home, the Warriors should have a fairly convincing win. I think they've got a point to prove now. They've got to bounce back. Are they going to really now slump, or are they going to prove their worth? I think they're going to prove their worth, especially being at home. So I think what I'm going to do is a Warriors win by 16. Yeah, let's take 3 tries, 2 conversions. A Warriors win by 16. I think that's fair. So then going Allianz Stadium, lovely little stadium that is, Dragons versus Roosters. Dragons are currently sitting, where are they? Sitting in 9th, and the Roosters are sitting in 11th. So there's not a lot in there. There is literally 1 win in there. That is the difference. What do I think? Dragons are at home. They're at the Allianz. Roosters are so inconsistent, more inconsistent than the Dragons. And I think, yeah, I think injuries have really played their part. But if Dragons want a good 2024, this is the team that they should now be winning against, and this could create that momentum that they're starting to build. So I think they can beat. I think the Dragons can beat the Roosters on Anzac Day. I really, really do. So I'm going to go with a tight win. Granted, a tight win. I reckon I'm going to go Dragons by 4. And there's not a lot in between them, and it could go either way. But being at home, I think they should be able to do enough against the Roosters. Then at Amy Park, Storm versus Rabbitohs. Rabbitohs are struggling big time. And I don't think Rabbitohs were expected to be this bad in 2024. I just don't think they're going to do enough. I don't think they're going to do enough. Storm are getting the wins. Even if it's closer than they probably would have liked, Storm sitting in 2nd, they are getting the wins. So Storm win by 10, I think. I think that is a good that's a decent result for Storm, who are playing at home in Melbourne against a really struggling Rabbitohs side, and I just don't see it getting any better for Rabbitohs at the moment. I really don't. But Friday comes around and it is the Sea Eagles versus the Eels. Well, Parramatta were really, really poor in round 7, and that gives people no confidence at all, does it? So I can't see them winning. They've won 3 in their last 7. It's not convincing at all. I know Sea Eagles have won only 4, but they have drawn. They've only lost twice. Sea Eagles, I think actually, I know Sea Eagles went against the Titans last week and they scraped through. But actually, you can look at it in the fact that actually that shows real digging deep to get the result when you were under the pressure against what was a really poor team. So I think that's actually possibly a positive for Sea Eagles. I think that shows their ruggedness and that they can fight hard to get those results. I think what I'm going to do is a Seagulls win by 10. I can't see Eels playing as badly as they did last week, but I think Seagulls should win by 10. Playing at Four Pines at home, I think that should be enough for them. Then at Campbelltown Sports Stadium in Campbelltown, it is West Tigers versus Broncos. Broncos now off the back of 2 wins. Losing my track of thought. West Tigers have been found out and they've lost their last 3 in a row. And I think that's what it is. It's Broncos are starting to find their form, and Tigers have basically lost it completely. You know, they did show those signs of potential at the start of the season, but it is gone, isn't it? And I think Broncos will be looking to get up the table. They're in 5th now, and it's getting better for them, isn't it? So I think it should be a convincing win, a really convincing win. I'm going to do a Broncos win by 16. Takes into account 1 misconversion. Broncos should win this one. Yeah, definitely. I don't see any issues with that at all. Then Queensland Country Bank Stadium in Townsville. Cowboys versus Panthers. Cowboys started off so well, didn't they? They really, really did. But they showed absolutely nothing against the Sharks. And if they're trying to compete for those top places, they've got to beat the teams around them. And they showed nothing. Whereas Panthers, yeah, they lost their first one, but we can take that into account that they came back from coming against Wigan and losing, and the travel, maybe you can say, a bit of jet lag and all that. But they've been pretty good. They lost obviously a couple of weeks ago, but yeah, I just don't see an upturn now for the Cowboys. I think that's messed them up. The last couple of wins, I think once again, I think so far, for a lot of teams in the NRL this year, it's a case of momentum. Now, it is still very, very close. You get a couple of wins and you really do rise up the table, but it's a lot about this momentum swing, isn't it? And Cowboys started well. Now they're slipping. It's the same as West Tigers. Broncos the other way round. So I think we're going to go with a Panthers win by 6. Panthers aren't necessarily winning by stupid amounts, but they are winning now. They are winning, and I see them only getting into the top 4 very, very soon. So then we go Sunday. It is at Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane. Dolphins versus Knights. Dolphins currently sat in 4th, doing pretty well. Only lost 2 games. Knights are basically the opposite. Knights are down in 14th. There is only one winner here. That's all I'm going to say. There is only one winner. They are the surprise package. Dolphins are probably overachieving from the pre-season predictions, but they are winning. That's the main thing. Wayne Bennett's team, at the end of the day, are firing on all cylinders. They are doing so well. Yeah, they're at the Suncorp. They're playing on Knights. Are struggling. They're struggling big time. You know, they really, really are. So I'm going to go with a Dolphins win. Let's go by 12. I think that their quality isn't as good as the other top teams like Storm and Sharks. But they're doing really, really well and very well played to them. That's all we can say. That's all I got. Then GIO Stadium in Canberra. It is Raiders versus Sharks. Raiders are a weird one this season, aren't they? 2 wins, 2 losses, 2 wins. Are they going to get 2 losses again? Quite possibly. Quite possibly. It's a difficult one. There's no reason why Raiders can't still win this against a Sharks team who are playing really well. They are normally pretty good at home. The Raiders are, and Sharks are coming away. It could be a really tight contest. I think this is potentially the toughest of the week. Yeah, this is potentially the toughest of the week. And actually, you know, there's 7 places in between them, but actually only 1 game, 1 win difference. So, it's not easy to call. Let's go. Oh, do I? I was about to say a 2-point win for the Raiders. Do I? Yeah, go on. Let's go. A conversion point 2-point win for the Raiders. Let's do that. And that finishes off for the week. I would say that it's been a pretty difficult one to call this season so far with the tipping. There's been a lot of surprise results, but here are my picks for this week. I've got Warriors by 16, Dragons by 4, Storm by 10, Eels by 10, Broncos by 16, Panthers by 6, Dolphins by 12, and Raiders by 2. Hopefully there won't be any complete shock results to this week coming. It should be a good one. It's obviously Anzac Day on Thursday as well, so I'm sure that game will get quite a few fans at the game, which will be brilliant for the atmosphere. But I'm thoroughly enjoying this season and I'm doing okay. That's the plus side. I'm doing okay on the tipping. I want to break into the top 10. How well are you doing? I hope you're enjoying it though. If you want to support the channel, obviously the main thing to do is like and subscribe. But if you want to get some merchandise, go to asweare.space, check out the merchandise we have on offer, and I will catch you next week.